Okay, let's talk about a 150-year-old secret that's probably sitting in your closet right now. I'm talking about that tiny little pocket on your favorite pair of blue jeans that you've probably never really thought about.
You know exactly the one I mean. It's way too small for your phone, it's not deep enough for a wallet, and let's be honest, trying to fish a single coin out of it is a real struggle. So, what on earth is it actually for? It's a little mystery we've all just kind of accepted.
Over the years, we've come up with all sorts of names for it, usually based on whatever we can manage to cram inside. Coin pocket, key pocket, ticket pocket, you name it. And yeah, it can hold those things, but that's not why it was put there in the first place.
To find the real answer, we've got to jump in a time machine and go way back to the late 1800s. See, back then, jeans weren't about fashion. They were actually called waist overalls, and they were heavy-duty gear for some of the toughest jobs out there.
And there you have it. The real, original reason for this pocket is surprisingly simple and, for the time, incredibly practical. It was designed specifically to hold a pocket watch.
You have to remember, this was way before wristwatches were a common thing. For a railroad worker or a cowboy, a pocket watch was an essential tool, but it was also pretty delicate. So, this little pocket was an absolutely brilliant idea. It was like a built-in safe made of that tough denim to keep the watch protected from all the dust and dings of a hard day's work.
What's so cool about this timeline is how you can see history reflected in the design. The watch pocket shows up just a few years after the very first patent. But check out that detail about World War II. They actually removed the metal rivets from the watch pocket to save metal for the war. It just shows you how even these tiny details in our clothes are connected to huge global events.
So you think you have the answer, right? It's a watch pocket. Case closed. Well, not so fast. This is where the story takes a major twist, because that little pocket has been living under a false identity for decades.
So here's the kicker. I'm willing to bet that for most of your life, you've called it the fifth pocket. I know I have. But here's the thing, we've all been wrong. It is absolutely positively not the fifth pocket.
This chart just lays it out perfectly. The original jeans only had 3 pockets, 2 in the front, 1 on the back right. The watch pocket was added around 1879, which made it the 4th pocket. The actual, true 5th pocket, the one that gave us the classic design we know today, was the 2nd back pocket, and it wasn't added until 1901.
Let's just run through that one more time so it really sinks in. They started with 3 pockets. The watch pocket was number 4. The real 5th pocket came much later, on the back. It's kind of wild to think that the pocket we all call the 5th was actually there long before the real 5th one even existed.
So this leads us to the big, obvious question. Pocket watches went out of style ages ago. Why in the world is this tiny pocket still on almost every pair of jeans we buy today?
I just love this quote. It's basically a tribute. It's a piece of living history, connecting us all the way back to the miners and cowboys who wore the originals. It really is like a fossil, perfectly preserved in denim.
So it's still here for 2 main reasons. First, it's all about heritage. It's a nod to the rugged, workwear roots of blue jeans, which is a huge part of the identity for brands like Levi's. And second, it's become this tiny little billboard for designers to add their own unique flair. You know, a little bit of special stitching or a small logo that helps their brand stand out.
And hey, even though its original purpose is long gone, we've definitely found new ways to use it. It has become the default spot for all that small stuff that just gets lost in your main pockets, right? Like loose change, a house key, a USB stick, or a lighter.
But it's also become a place for really personal things. It's the perfect size for stuff you want to keep close and safe. Your lip balm, maybe a single AirPod, a guitar pick, or a ring you took off to go to the gym. We've all kind of adopted it and made it our own.
All right, so what does the future hold for this little piece of denim history? Is it finally on its way out, or is it about to evolve into something completely new?
Right now, the industry is kind of splitting into 2 camps. On one side, you have the minimalists in high fashion who see it as clutter and are just removing it altogether for a cleaner look. But on the other side, you've got these innovators who look at that small reinforced patch of fabric and see a massive opportunity.
And this is where it gets really mind-blowing. I mean, just imagine this. That little pocket could become a tech hub. We're talking about conductive fibers woven right in to track your heart rate, or maybe tiny inductive coils to wirelessly charge your earbuds. It can even have RFID blocking material to protect your credit cards. This 150-year-old feature could actually become the most futuristic part of your jeans.
So in the end, we're left with this really fascinating question. Is this little denim fossil destined to disappear? Or will it adapt and find a new purpose in the digital age? Does its value lie in honoring the past, or will its survival depend on serving the future? The next time you put on your jeans, take a look at that tiny pocket, and you tell me.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more How Meets History.